Hi friends, in this video we are going to be cleaning up this disaster of a kitchen. We're going to be doing some pantry organization with some of the bins that I got from the dollar store that I picked up in the last video that you've seen. But before we get to the point where we're doing some late night cleaning and getting this under control, I need to first explain to you how I got here and what's been going on.
Okay, are you looking to visit the urgent care or primary care?
Urgent care.
Let's get you taken care of. What brings you in?
Lower abdominal pain and side pain.
Certainly, we evaluate and treat various causes of abdominal discomfort to identify underlying issues and provide appropriate care.
Hello?
Hey.
Did you just call and miss me?
Yes, I did. I made an appointment at the Fast Pace in Madisonville, and I got to be there at 5:26. I gotta go. It's gotten worse. I can't go on. It's went into my hip, and I'm in an immense amount of pain.
Well, I probably just had to go to the emergency room.
Yesterday at Fast Pace, there were so many people there, so many sick people there. It was wild. But she said that they really couldn't do much for me there at the Fast Pace, but they could test me for a UTI and give me medication, and that's really what I was hoping for, because to me this felt like a UTI, like the burning sensation when you urinate, or just in general, just sitting here, it burns. But I had this pain right here in my lower stomach, and I will tell you, it was equivalent to labor pains, and it wasn't a throbbing, it was a constant. And then that started around 7 p.m. and I took Azos and I took ibuprofen, and it didn't help. I was up all night just like pacing and hurting and couldn't lay still because I was hurting so much. And then by 3 p.m. the next day, it had moved into my side right here, and this is so unbelievably sore. And I asked at the Fast Pace, I was like, well, why would it hurt up here in my lungs too? But she said that your bladder runs all the way up right here, and so that is, you know, bladder infection. Well, anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. So they tested me for a UTI, but since I took the Azos, it's an over-the-counter thing for urinary tract infection. I just keep some on hand all the time just in case. I don't get a urinary tract infections often, but occasionally, you know, it'll start to feel that way maybe once or twice a year, and I just like to keep that on hand. And usually it helps if you drink a bunch of water and cranberry juice and stuff. It usually knocks it out. So I like that stuff. So anyways, because I had the Azos and it turns your urine a bright orange, that on the labs, the test, that it's going to light up everything is wrong and abnormal because of that. So she has to send the sample out to have it cultured. And so unfortunately, I won't have the results back on that until tomorrow. But in the meantime, she is going to go ahead and prescribe me antibiotics to go ahead and start treating it as it is a UTI. She said, but if it comes back negative, then you need to go to the ER, or you need to, you know, go to your primary doctor and get a referral to go to urology to, you know, find out what's going on. At the Fast Pace, I was also running a fever, and by the time that I got home yesterday, I thank God that I had some leftover pain pills from where I had surgery, because that's what helped me make it through the night. I was in so much pain, like burning and hurting, and then that pain in my lower stomach and then my side. And after I got home and I researched it, I guarantee I have a bladder infection. That's exactly what's going on. And I just never knew that it could hurt like this or be this severe, because I have a very high pain tolerance. Like, I'm not a sissy, you know? And this pain has been absolutely unbelievable. I mean, it's up there on the scale. And I took those pain pills to keep this from like throbbing and hurting all night. She said that she couldn't rule out that it was a kidney stone because they don't have an ultrasound machine to be able to run it over to check see if it is. But she said, you know, just be on alert, pay attention. Your symptoms get worse, you need to go to the ER. But I was chilling. Like I had the heating blanket over top of me, my heating pad here on my lower stomach, and big socks on, and I was absolutely freezing. And then flu-like symptoms, like touching my skin and stuff, it just hurts. I'm sore, you know, and overall, I'm just not feeling that great. But thank God, seriously, those pain pills helped me make it through the night, and it helped me to get some rest. So now I'm about to run out to CVS and try to get this antibiotic. And what stinks about that is I'm allergic to all antibiotics. Penicillin causes anaphylactic shock. It causes my throat to swell up and cut off. Like, it's serious. And then Keflex, amoxicillin, all those other ones, they cause me to break out in big, huge hives all over my neck, and it messes with my breathing and stuff. So I don't know which one it is that she called in, but we went through some of them, and she said, have you tried this one? I was like, I don't think so. So also our insurance has changed, so I don't know how much this is going to cost or whatever, but it'll be cheaper than an ER visit. My medicine, and it is called nitrofurantoin. I'm not sure, but the pharmacist, he said that it was specifically designed for a bladder infection, so this is a really good thing to take. But it ended up being like $18.36, so praise God for that. And I got one into my system, and I feel like I am actually starting to feel a little bit better. As I say that, I've got this terrible pain in my lower stomach. You know, go figure. But oh Lord, it's been one of those days. So yesterday, when my brother got out of the car to go to dialysis, he actually passed out and hit the ground, and they had to call 911 to come and take him to the hospital. And they said that he actually stopped breathing and he didn't have a pulse. That before he stopped breathing, it was 70/30, and so he bottomed out, and he was in really bad shape, and he's at dialysis today. So I'm just praying that that goes well, because sometimes I mean, they pull all of your blood out of your body and filter it with a machine and put it all back in. Like, it's amazing, you know, that that procedure even exists. So anyways, that happened. And then my mom has had two big lumps come up right here on the side of her breast. And so they said it was hard like cancer. She went and had a Gallium 63 scan done, which is her yearly scan for cancer, just to make sure that like tumors and stuff are not growing bigger. Okay, how do I explain this? She has carcinoma, so she's always going to have cancer. It's in different locations, lungs, you know, stomach, many different spots, but they just have to monitor it to make sure that, you know, it doesn't grow and metastasize and get bigger. So this is a serious thing, that it's right here in her breast. So they did an x-ray, and I don't know if they're going to do a mammogram next or what, but she did get that checked out. And so I got that news today. And then the other news that I got was that David just come back, and he said that my father-in-law has some spots that have come up in his mouth, and he had been doctoring them, and the doctor is pretty certain that it's cancer. And so he is going to have a scan done, but he can't get in until like another 3 weeks or something like that. So lots of things.
And leave. Take a lot of courage just to live out your dreams. Bigger picture I could see if I just close my eyes. Have the foresight to believe. Time don't move backwards, it speeds to the future fearlessly. Charging forward when I open my mouth, though I may not know how. else. I'm good. I'm good. Actually, more than good. Kinda great. Even on the bad days, I thank God for making me brave.
This cabinet is what we call our pantry, and this is where we store our food. So I did go ahead and get started on the top shelf. My husband actually helped me with this when I was putting up groceries. So these are the bins that I got last time at the dollar store, and so I've got the baby's things and then some snacky things, but obviously there's some more organizing that needs to be done in this cabinet. This red wagon has been so helpful when it comes to bringing in your groceries, and we used it because my husband, the baby, and I, we ran over to Aldi earlier this week. I had forgot my list at the grocery store, so we did have to go and pick up a few more things just to complete things and to make like full meals. And by the way, it's after 11 o'clock at night. The husband and the baby, they're both asleep, so that's why I have pajama pants on and I'm comfortable, because I would really like to just go and lay down with them, but I cannot wake up to this tomorrow. I just can't do it. I'm going to have to power through and let's just get this done. I have a 1-year-old and I cannot take the chance of having all of this random stuff sitting out and take the chance of him putting something in his mouth. So we're just going to have to push through and get it done. He always likes to take the strip off of his play mat. It's so fun to him. So let's just put that back. The little play area, it's complete and cleaned up now. So let's move on to a little bit of organizing. These baskets are the ones that I got from the Dollar General. I thought they would be good for potatoes, and then the smaller one to use it for onions. I have been really into yellow or golden potatoes here lately. Typically, we grow russet potatoes in our garden, and unfortunately, they're all going bad at this point. The ones that are stored in the cellar, they see all of these. Now, you can still use those as long as they're not soft, but these are going soft, and so I'm gonna have to just throw those out. And there's a lot of potatoes this year that we didn't use up, unfortunately, and that they did get wasted. These are our jugs that we save because we fill those up with water, and that's what we cook with, or drinking water or anything like that. So now I've just got a few of these sweet potatoes. I'm going to throw those in with the other potatoes. But speaking of potatoes, I don't know if we're really going to be able to grow a garden this year. We want to, but there's so much going on, and with us in the process of building a house, like, that's a full-time job in itself. Like, I never knew that there was so much that went into building a house. So we honestly, we may just not have time to do it, unfortunately, but we'll see, because by the end of this month, really, we should be putting potatoes in the ground. And if we do, I'd like to do red potatoes, golden potatoes, and then, they're always going to do russet because that's their favorite. But I don't care much for the russets because I personally love to eat the skin on the potato, and the russet just, if you eat one of those eyes, is just, it's not good. So the reason why there's a piece of this missing is because when we moved into this house, we loaded this onto our trailer, and it tipped over, and I'm telling you, by the grace of God, it didn't kill us, because this thing is really, really heavy. It is solid. So it did break the back piece out, and I do have some more paper that I could put down on this, but I'm not worried about it at this point. Let's just wipe it down, clean it up, and, just put our things in there. So over here, I've got like baking goods, like not much, like some sugar, some extra flour, some dates, some cranberries. I've got a couple jars of honey and vanilla extract and some protein powder and stuff, but there's not a whole lot in this one. But the other one is where my husband stores some of his things, so we're not going to add anything in there. But let me just move some things around here and see how I can just try to organize this just a little bit better.
I saw your face in a big crowd, and now it's all I think about. I've had some leads, but nothing found. A puzzle I can't figure out. I'm running circles and I don't have a plan. I've gotten myself stuck with an impossible task. Looking through my files and I'm checking the news. I'm trying everything I can to get back to you. I'm in I'm losing sleep, 'cause I'm obsessed. Feels like this cage could be my death. I need a hint, I need a clue, 'cause all I have is you. I'm running circles and I don't have a plan. I've gotten myself stuck with an impossible task. Looking through my files and I'm checking the news. I'm trying everything I can to get back to you. I'm in
And really, out of all of the years that we should grow a garden, it should definitely be this one because of the war and the price of groceries and gas and everything else in between. And we are totally aware that all of our building supplies, they're going to continue to go up, up, up. And like things like a piece of zip board that was $10 is now up to like $30. And so I haven't shared a lot of like our thoughts and plans when it comes to the house because they are subject to change because of the price differences and the fluctuation and stuff. So we're going to build what we can afford. And I will just tell you that it's going to be a 2-bedroom and there are going to be 3 bathrooms. There's going to be 2 upstairs. We're going to have a basement and there's going to be a bathroom in the basement. I don't know if we're going to have the bathroom in the basement right away, but it's going to be plumbed. So whenever we're ready to add the commode and the bathtub and all of that, then it'll be ready to go. But my husband is obsessed with Nan bread here lately, so that's what all of this is. And so we'll just go ahead and freeze that for right now. But I thought I would go ahead and give you an update and tell you that the culture for the urinary tract infection, it did come back as positive, and the way they diagnose you with a kidney infection is based on your symptoms. And then, sometimes they can do like an x-ray or a scan and something like that. But she's certain that I also having the infection into my kidneys because of the flu-like symptoms. And just the overall amount of pain that I felt all over my body, I was just feeling extremely rough, but also the pain that I was feeling in my side. And like I said, I was so incredibly naive when it come to all of this. I had no idea that a UTI or a bladder infection or a kidney infection could cause this much pain and this much problems, but it's actually a very serious thing, and it could set up sepsis, and it will not heal unless you do take antibiotics. It's not one of those things that you can take care of at home. You really need medical treatment for this. So today is day 5. This is the last day for my medication. I have been taking that twice a day. And from what I've read on the internet, I guess typically you take the medication for like either another 7 to 14 days. So if it's not completely better by tomorrow, I guess I'm going to have to go, and get checked out again. I would say that I'm about 85% better, but I still do have a lot of the symptoms, pain in my lower back, pain in my side, a little bit of burning and stuff. And I have been drinking lots of water. Like I drank a Pedialyte for extra hydration. I've been doing cranberry juice. I have been doing everything, that I know to do, like laying off the sugar, trying to eat a healthy diet, and just taking care of myself. So we'll see. So I just put these water jugs in these boxes because my husband will take these with him probably tomorrow, and we'll wash them out and refill them up. But I have done so much talking. How are you doing? Oh my, I have gotten news from actually 3 of you, and there's a lot of you that have family members in the hospital right now, and you've had tragic things going on in your family. I know that we're not the only ones, we're not the exception to suffering, but I just want to say that we're in this together. I love you. I'm rooting for you. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to trust in the Lord, and we're going to just keep casting our cares on Him because He cares for us. And, everything's going to be okay. But if you're going through hard things, hopefully this motivation will help you to get up and to get something done that you need around your house, or, just to hang out and to be a friend. I so appreciate you being here with me. And, this soap, okay, I love the Gain soap, but I've been looking for an antibacterial soap, and this is the only one that they had, the Palm Olive, but it's actually in the orange scent, and I love anything in the kitchen orange scent. I actually put essential oil drops in the sink that are orange to make it smell good. So I am trying that out because I guess the kidney infection can be caused from E. coli. That's one of the number 1 reasons that you would get it. And I could have got it at a restaurant. I don't know where I've got it, but I've just got it. Okay. And I got this at the discount store a while back, so I'm sure that Walmart doesn't have it, but one little spritz of this goes a long way, and it smells so good. So I'm going to spray some of it. That just helps you to carry on. Let's get this cleaning done so I can take a shower and, get in bed myself, because I definitely need some rest.
You should see the city lights tonight. I don't think they've ever burned this bright. Did you know when how everything would turn out? We learned to run, we learned to fight. Sooner or later, we can become strangers. Someday, somewhere, we can be new again. We can be anything that we wanted to be back then. Just wait, just wait. If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. And if I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. I wanted to be saved before we lost our way. We were picture perfect, but below the surface, I wasn't okay. I made it look that way. I'm saying you deserved it. Sometimes it just happens that way. Sooner or later, we can become strangers. Someday, somewhere, we can be new again. We can be anything that we wanted to be back then. Just wait, just wait. If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new trouble. Too late to make it go away. You always try too hard to hide it. You made it easier each day. If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through. If I only knew how to make it true, we could write a new ending for you. You can pick and choose. All you gotta do is play the whole thing through.
I thought about going ahead and mopping, but at this point it was really late and I still need to take a shower and I can't stand to sleep with my hair wet, so I'm gonna have to dry it. So I just need to wrap this up. So I decided to write a little note because my husband is going to Charlotte tomorrow and that's a long drive for him. It's like a 14-hour day. He has to drive there and pick up some things and then he's gonna come back. So he's got the coffee pot set for when he gets up at 3:30 and that way it'll go ahead and make his coffee. And so I just thought we would put a little note and let him know that we can't wait until he makes it back home to us and we'll be thinking about him and that we love him because we do. And so it is 12:30. It took me an hour and a half to get all of this done. The kitchen is clean. I do not have to wake up to this mess tomorrow. So thank you, Jesus, for the ability to walk and to clean and to do all of the things that it took to be able to complete this. And thank you, Lord, for all of these groceries. Like, what a blessing it is to be able to have such an abundance of good food, you know, and this is all of our canning stuff. We have an entire room full of it up on the mountain. So, I mean, the Lord has just been really, really good to us, and we are truly thankful for all of His many blessings. But thank you for being here, spending time with me. I love you all. You keep fighting that good fight of faith. You hang in there, and the Lord willing, we'll see you again very soon. Bye.